Her name was Zuzu Verk, and she vanished without a trace after a night out with her boyfriend, Robert Fabian. That same night, Fabian called his friend Chris Estrada several times. Robert Fabian immediately became a suspect, and Chris Estrada, a person of interest. But to my surprise, despite being part of an active investigation, Estrada agreed to sit down in front of our cameras for one very revealing interview. His first anywhere.
Are you going to be honest with us?
Deal.
You didn't have to do this interview. Why'd you do it?
A lot of people told me not to. Some people told me to do it. No one is, vocally standing up for my side or Robert. It's just been one-sided.
So you don't think Robert had anything to do with Zuzu's disappearance?
We now know authorities say otherwise, but back then, it was all still a mystery.
All right. Police say that Robert called you twice, 3:15 a.m. On October 12th. What did Robert want to talk about at 3:15 a.m.? And remember, this is the early morning where it is believed Zuzu goes missing.
He never really said. Later on, at some point, he just asked me if I wanted to help him paint a table. And I said sure.
The police also say that you picked up Robert in your Mustang later that day.
Correct.
Why?
We cruised around. And we went back to his place. We just had, a few drinks, small chit-chat. Just normal.
Nothing seemed off about him?
He was laughing, smiling. Seemed fine to me.
Even then, I remember thinking something just didn't feel right, and Chris wasn't exactly saying otherwise.
I do a lot of these interviews, and I'm wondering whether I should believe you. How do I know right now you're not BSing me?
You wouldn't know.
And then came the big moment. The main reason I wanted to talk to Chris in the first place.
I want to make it very clear. You, Chris Estrada, do you know what happened to Zuzu?
I do not.
Did you have anything to do with her disappearance?
I did not.
You are not an accomplice to a crime?
No.
Is Zuzu still alive?
I don't know.
You don't know what happened to her? Are you covering for Robert at all?
And that was pretty much where our conversation ended. But sadly, not the story. Not long after our interview, the body of Zuzu Verk was found in a shallow grave. Both Robert Fabian and Chris Estrada were arrested soon after. Despite what Estrada told me flat out during our interview, police now say he did help Robert hide Zuzu's body, even letting Fabian use his credit card to purchase plastic drop cloths similar to ones found at the crime scene.
Jason, did Estrada have a lawyer with him when you talked to him?
No lawyer present. Again, at the time, he's being investigated. He and his best friend, Robert Fabian, in the disappearance of Zuzu Verk. And Estrada has no lawyer, which is great for us because we were able to ask every question we wanted to, but not so great for Chris Estrada because he was subsequently arrested.
Chris Estrada is now facing charges of tampering with or fabricating physical evidence by concealing a human corpse. Robert Fabian is facing the same charges, and he's recently been indicted for murder as well.